Hey, if you have more than one niche site, you have some really good opportunities to leverage a lot of your work, okay? So now I'm not talking about copying and pasting articles from one to the other. That'd be a pretty dumb thing to do. You're not going to fool anyone. I just wouldn't do that. But there's a lot of work that goes into a lot of content, okay? So like for instance, a lot of content I do, I'll take my own photos. Maybe I went somewhere to get the experience and get the photos and so forth for particular articles. Now if I do all that, that's a lot of time and work. If there's an opportunity to use maybe the photos or some of the photos and the experience and apply it to another niche site, I'm going to do that. I'm going to reframe the article. I'm not going to go after the same keyword. It might be similar, but it's going to be reframed for the different audience. Okay, now I don't have two niche sites that are identically the same niche. I have multiple sites, but they're in different niches, but there's a lot of crossover there. And that's one big reason I like having multiple niche sites, because these opportunities where I can leverage a lot of the work that I do across multiple domains is great. I like that. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's potentially with a really good return on investment. Okay, so, but you got to do it. You got to do it smart. You got to make sure the content is going to serve each audience. So I want to give you a few examples where this could work. Right. For instance, travel niche is one of those niches that has a lot of cross niche opportunities. You think travel and fashion, travel and tech, travel and sports. Okay, these are all big broad niches, but you can apply travel angles to all of those. You can also take tech and apply that to a ton of niches. Tech, our lives are enshrined in tech. I think tech is really cool. Obviously tech niches are really competitive. They're hard to break into because, well, I mean, lots of people like tech and they like to write about it. And so we got a lot of competition. There's some huge sites out there, okay? But if you are going to do a tech site, there's a lot of cross niche opportunities. Think tech and travel, obviously, tech and sports, tech and fitness, tech and whatever, adventuring, camping, outdoor, cycling, lots of tech involved with all of stuff. We use it. It's great. So a lot of cross niche opportunities that you could write about and take photos and do all that and put it on different sites. Okay, so it's something I'm doing. I have multiple sites and I do this. Now, do I leverage every article I publish for one site and make sure I can put it on another? No, I don't do that. I only do it when the opportunity presents itself and I think it makes sense to do it onto another site, and then I will do it, but I don't do it with everything. Now, again, don't copy and paste. The other thing I want to say is, okay, don't watch this and run out and register 12 domains and think, oh, I'm going to have this master plan, I'm going to leverage all this content, and I'm going to take 10 photos, I'm going to be able to use it on 10 articles and all. You really shouldn't. As far as my experience is, it's a lot of work to get one site to earn really, really well. It takes years. It's a lot of work. This is not overnight sort of success type business. It's something you got to keep plugging away at. So get one site up to where it's earning more money than you need to live on and more money that you need to continue growing that particular site. And once you have those disposable funds, then you're in a position to finance an additional site or sites. Okay, you are essentially financing additional sites. You cannot create all the content you need for 5 sites. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to finance it. You're going to have to outsource, hire writers, and so forth. Okay, it's a lot of work to do that. I mean, if you built one site up, let's say it's been 4 years and you've got a really big site, you know what it took to get that site where it is. A ton of work, right? A ton of daily work. So, don't think, oh, I can do 5, because you're not. You're going to finance additional. That works. That actually works. But you're making a decision to finance, and there is an opportunity cost there. There's a lot of opportunity costs. You don't want to make this decision lightly, okay? I didn't. I'll briefly explain the 2 main reasons I went into the multi-site model, okay? But you don't want to make the decision lightly. I took it seriously because I knew it would take a lot of extra money, and the opportunity cost would be other investments totally unrelated to this. There's a lot of money I shovel into it every month that could potentially pay off way better investing in some basic stock fund or something like that, something passive, or maybe real estate or something else. Okay, so major opportunity cost, or the opportunity cost of not plowing all of that back into my one biggest site. There could be a huge opportunity cost there too. So these are weighty decisions. The two main reasons I went the multi-site route, though, is first off, I don't really like having all my eggs in one basket. I have my biggest site is a good site, and it's grown. Typically, it's a nice upward trajectory over the years. It has had its plateaus, it's had its little drops here and there, but overall it's grown, and I think there's a great future for it. But, I don't own the search engines. I don't really control the main traffic sources, which are Google search and Pinterest. I don't control that. They're out of my hands. So there's a risk there. I could try to, make the greatest site and be white hat and do everything right. But at the end of the day, I don't control that. So something could go awry, and then so I'm stuck with nothing, right? That's it. So I like the idea of having multiple niche sites, building them up. Even if none of them even get as big as this, if I could build them up even to a moderate size, at least I have something, right, that I could pivot into and grow if something happens to the biggest site. So that's my biggest reason. The other big reason is this: I built every site with the intention of one day I'm going to sell them. I suspect. Maybe not, who knows, right? But I suspect eventually I'm going to sell them. There's huge demand for the content sites. I like that. They're almost instantly liquid if you don't ask for too much money. So if you have one site and you sell it, you've sold your business. That's it. You're done. You're out of business. You can start over, of course, but you are done. Okay. If you own 10 sites and they're all, some are going to earn a little, some are going to earn a lot, most of them in the middle somewhere, and at least you have multiple assets you could sell. If you need to sell something for whatever reason, you want to come up with a bunch of cash for another investment or something, you could sell one of them and still be in business. And I like that idea. It just sits well with me. Now, again, I may have made the wrong decision. Time will tell. I think generally speaking, content sites right now are a tremendous opportunity. I think they're great. That's why I'm like all in on it right now. But I could be wrong. But if you go the multi-site route, wait until you have excess earnings from one or two sites to start financing additional sites. That's really important. And if you do that, leverage your work. By all means, leverage your work for your different audiences, but remember, they are different audiences. It's important.